Return to the presidency confident and optimistic that we are at the start of a thrilling new era of national success. A tide of change is sweeping the country, sunlight is pouring over the entire world, and America has the chance to seize this opportunity like never before. But first, we must be honest about the challenges we face. While they are plentiful, they will be annihilated by this great momentum that the world is now witnessing in the United States of America. As we gather today, our government confronts a crisis of trust. For many years, a radical and corrupt establishment has extracted power and wealth from our citizens while the pillars of our society lay broken and seemingly in complete disrepair. We now have a government that cannot manage even a simple crisis at home, while at the same time stumbling into a continuing catalog of catastrophic events abroad. It fails to protect our magnificent, law-abiding American citizens, but provides sanctuary and protection for dangerous criminals, many from prisons and mental institutions that have illegally entered our country from all over the world. We have a government that has given unlimited funding to the defense of foreign borders, but refuses to defend American borders or, more importantly, its own people. Our country can no longer deliver basic services in times of emergency, as recently shown by the wonderful people of North Carolina, been treated so badly.
Trump's speech today, after being sworn in, was so freaking epic. But it wasn't epic because he said a bunch of things that we didn't expect. It wasn't epic because he said a bunch of things that we never heard before. No, it was epic because Trump was singing the same tune that he's been singing at all of these rallies that he's been having for years. So often these politicians on the campaign trail, they'll say this, they'll say that, they'll promise this, they'll promise that. And as soon as they're sworn in, their tune changes. So often these politicians will tear each other apart on the campaign trail. They will tear each other apart during the election process. But once they're sworn in, all of a sudden everyone's buddy and on the same team. That's not what we wanted to see, ladies and gentlemen, and that's not what we got. You see, Trump's speech today, in his speech, he said all of the same things that he's been saying for years. It almost sounded like a broken record, but I don't mean that in a negative way at all. I mean that in the most positive way possible. In fact, I wouldn't want anything else. This shows us that Trump did not change. He did not change his talking points simply because of who he was in front of. He didn't win the election and then all of a sudden walk back all of his promises and all of this big talk that he's been talking for the past few years. No, he came in there and delivered the same message that he's been delivering, except the only difference was this time, all of the people that he's talking about, ruining the country, they were sitting right there, right next to him, having to listen, having to look at him directly in his face as he tore them apart. And man, in a kind of polite way, not totally polite, he laid into these people. He talked about the destruction of America. He talked about how tragic the last 4 years was. He talked about how much damage had been done to our country by Joe Biden, by Kamala Harris, by Barack Obama. And they were all sitting there watching. They had 2 feet away from him as he said all of the same things he would say about them at his rallies. And then some people on the left are saying, well, what about the unity? What do you mean unity? I really hate the fakeness. Let's just all be real. There's no unity here. No one on the left wants unity now that Donald Trump's president. No, they want Trump to take it easy on them. They want Trump to treat them differently than they treated Trump. And I don't think he should. And I don't think that us who voted for Trump and the people who are against the radical left nonsense, I don't think we should bow down now either, because they wouldn't. And you got to start understanding that they're not playing fair. You could try to be as honorable as you want to be. It doesn't work, ladies and gentlemen. And Trump knows that now. And that's why he got up there on that stage and he said everything he said. But what I want to do is I want to roll this clip, because luckily they got one person with common sense on CNN who made kind of the same point that I'm making right now. Let's roll that clip really quickly, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
I thought this was an incredible speech, honestly, and truly watching Donald Trump indict these gangsters to their faces while they had to sit right in front of him in that intimate setting in the rotunda for Republicans was remarkable. They had to sit there and take it just minutes after Biden, who we're looking at here, pardoned his entire family. I mean, it was glorious. By the way, I love the rotunda setting. I thought it was regal. I thought it was awesome. And listening to him talk about how he's going to exercise his power today reminded me that he is absolutely ascendant. He is at the apex of his political power right now. And, you know, the promise of a new presidency is enormous. You get this power and you have influence, and the mandate is to change people's lives for the better and to restore American prestige. And he began to explain how he was going to do that immediately. The mandate's simple. It's economic relief. It's fix the immigration crisis, steer the country away from the cultural left, and restore American prestige. The speech hit several notes on that front. And I agree with Caitlin. Today, Republicans feel vindicated, and Trump is back to fix the country.
So yeah, guys, I don't know how you all feel about it, but for me personally, it was just so satisfying. It was just like the last 4 years of straight hell. And listen, when I say straight hell, I'm not just talking about the economy, which was terrible, the cost of living, all of these wars that popped up, the crime that is running rampant through our streets, the disasters, all of these natural disasters, all of these people not getting any help. That's not even all of what I'm talking about. I mean, people like me who try to express themselves and spread factual information, you know, people like me and the people like a lot of you all watching this video, we fought through censorship. I've been kicked off of social media platforms. I've had my YouTube channels suppressed for trying to spread the truth. And it's just like this last 4 years of complete craziness, evilness, if you will, came to like this culmination. It all ends with us being able to laugh in these people's faces while saying F you. And that's what Trump did. He got up there in everyone's faces, and instead of cowering away, instead of not acknowledging the elephant in the room, he got up there and in front of all of America, in front of the entire world, and directly in front of the people ruining this country, he listed off some of the things that they did to ruin this country. He acknowledged everything they did to not make America great again, and then he laid out plans to make America great again. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know how any of you all feel, but it damn sure feels good to have a real president again, if you ask me. But for now, let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell. And if you find yourself getting too worked up by all of this, guess what? Screw you. Trump is your president.